Hello. Oh god, where did I put my Pro controller? There it is. Oh, let's get started, shall we? Right. There we go. Sorry, this is all a bit slow to start. Right. Oh, here we go. Ooh. Oh, it's the same reward, whatever the case. I don't think I'd be very good with the sloshing machine, so I'm thinking either that one or that one. Let's try the texture dualies. So I think this is I think this is a Rainmaker mission, which is quite cool. Yeah, this has been a long time coming, me doing this, DLC campaign. Oh, we're on one of the main maps. This could be quite tricky. This is a honest go. Ooh, nice! I think it's about to get a kill though. I'm hoping the AI isn't that good. Yeah, if this was actual multiplayer Rainmaker, I'd be dead by now. Quite easily. That clever, really. Gosh, I'm bleeding my hopes. Oh, so we gotta get back from the enemy now. Right. Oh, it's quite cool playing something like this in single player. It's the closest we'll get to like bots in this game. Unfortunately. It's terrible here. So let's follow that past the Rainmaker. I don't know if he's like ranking any kind of it. I think it just stays there. Yeah, I've heard that. Ooh! Barely. I didn't do that very gracefully, but these are cool though. Once I've done this, I can finally be an Octo in the main game. So, I like how flexible the level structure is on this. Yeah, I love how creative they seem to get with these. Like, I think more so than the main campaign, and that was already pretty, to be fair. Splatoon single player is really cool. They're sort of, in a loose way, they're kind of third-person Mario Galaxy, I feel like. A third-person shooter. Oh, is that just to get a part? Oh, we didn't even do a level there. I'm assuming that'll be story progression then. Oh, cool. Yes, we must get to this. Oh gosh. You are the bomb for Rizzle. I had a penny every time I was told that. Oh, so we're... the 4 fans we need to find so we can reach the promised land. Isn't that, I feel, Final Fantasy VII, the promised land, or something similar? Would that be a bit confusing than the original translation for that? As weird as this place. Cool, so I guess we're a quarter of the way there. I have played this a little bit. Cheers, Camber. I did remind myself to check the game category, and I did forget to. Yeah, thanks for letting me know on both. Splatoon 2. There we go. Yeah, that's weird in retrospect. I don't know why I updated the stream title, but not the game. Yeah, there we go. That should be sorted. How are you, Cumber? It's back on here. Apologies if the game looks a bit... my capture card's really not that good. Like, the colour accuracy is pretty bad. Sorry if it looks a bit... I find it makes games look a bit grimy. Like, this should be more of a grey than this kind of weird urine-soaked tone to it, for want of a less gross way to put that. So yeah, I'm not very happy with that, but... if I can justify it at some point, I'll probably try and buy another card. I mean, I did go for quite a cheap one. I mean, like, if I get £8, I think it was. Oh, the timer runs out, oh wow. Super Monkey Ball. Oh, we can jump. Oh gosh. Oh, good. They won't be very graceful on this. How was work, Camber? I think you were saying something earlier to the effect of what kind of work you were doing in terms of... I think you were talking about some kind of restructuring going on there. Cool. There we are. Can we... Yeah, I assume we can't really hurt them at the moment, so... Yeah, I like how these are all just kind of little dioramas of, like, one cool, like, puzzle or central level gimmick. I shouldn't know how to make that. I'm going to go forward and back for that. Oh, we can detonate. I mean, do we want to? Oh, we can, oh, of course we can do that one. She said we could jump on top of there, but... Yeah, we'll see how this goes in practice, but the plan is a shorter stream tonight. In part because I want to tune into Cricken's Fire Emblem 1. So, the plan from now is to go until like 9:30, 10, but we'll see how that actually plays out. Oh god. I don't feel very mobile in this ball. It's quite normal to be in one for this long, really, because in multiplayer Splatoon, being in a ball like this is just for like the special that you, Hey! You were doing some trading for a new line of business. Oh, fair. Are you quite happy for that? Is that quite nice just to add a bit of variety to what you're doing? I think I saw Jeff went on to play Devil May Cry 2, but I don't think... He didn't stay on for whatever reason. I don't know if maybe he was on much earlier than I realised, or if he was having trouble. Sure, if he was having trouble. Hi, Arba! How did Faz do on FF7 in the end? I was trying to figure out where he was based on my knowledge of the original game. I think he was... Was he on track to get to the point where Cloud gets separated and then meets Aerith? Or, no, she is called Aerith in the remake, isn't she? Oh god. No, I hope this isn't too... I associate this kind of puzzle with being really fiddly. Oh good. Oops. I'm sorry, it's such an obvious, like, low-hanging fruit to bring up, but it's just making me think of the billiards ball section in Sonic 06 where you're playing this silver. I'm assuming this is better than that. Have I done something like this in one of these? Because I have finished the campaigns for Splatoon 1 and 2. It's just this Octo expansion. I feel bad because my brother gave me the codes for this, even when it came out or the year after, I think. For a birthday, so it's about time I finished that. And also I want to be an Octo online. I looked upon jealously on other people doing that, but... I mean, to be... Oh. Oops. It'll only be an emergency, we should have enough cover. Ah, okay. So enough of a safety net on that, it sounds like. Oh, nice armor, yeah, frankly, Nintendo are pretty good at eventually putting DLC on sale. Which I like. I mean, they don't like discount them hugely, but I'm at least glad they do. Typically, unless it's DLC I want day one. And that's not usually I can wait a bit. Like, sometimes I somewhat get my fill, please don't fall off the edge. Sometimes I get my fill of the main game. At least for the moment, and then I'm just happy to, oh god. I'm just happy to, oh god. It's a verb now. There we go. I do not like, let's move you over a bit, shall we? Yeah, sometimes I'm happy for DLC just to be more like an excuse to revisit the game down the line. So in that case, just have it wait until you get a price drop works quite nicely for me. But yeah, I don't think many people would say the campaigns are the best parts of these games, but they're still really good, honestly. Yeah, I mean, the multiplayer ends up being where the longevity is, but yeah, exactly, Cumber. I really love the, you get that in this one as well, like the kind of Mario Galaxy style structure. I find that really interesting. Because it is something where I remember thinking that with the original Splatoon when they were, before it came out, like, okay, will this have much of a single player component? And, oh, I should have actually gone there, shouldn't I? Honestly, the multiplayer would have been enough to sustain it for me, but I'm so glad they fleshed these single players out as much as they did. I think it was a good shout to only have the only paid DLC for Splatoon 2 single player. At least for the consumer end, anyway. Like maybe monetary-wise, they would be better doing multiplayer DLC, or paid DLC. But I'm glad they didn't. Yeah, it's funny that armor because it's sort of an Eggman Robotnik situation where they've gone with the more technically accurate one down the line, but a lot of people don't necessarily prefer it. I think Aeris sounds better to English ears. But it is, I mean... But they have been using it since, like, Kingdom Hearts 1, I want to say, haven't they? Which really confused me when I played Kingdom Hearts, as I remember, actually. I was like, what are they? Oh, please don't fall off to the left. Ooh. God, look, we did most of that with only one life. That was blooming terrifying. Oh, these are cool, I like these. I like that these are a bit more... I mean, I always thought the campaigns in these games always got quite creative as is, but it feels like this mode especially does. Nice comeback. I think it's kind of like how, like, say some people don't like fighting games much, but they like Smash Brothers or ARMS maybe. Like, I'm not that big on online shooters, in part just because I'm so bad at them. But Splatoon's the one I do really like. And I'm not completely awful at. Oh gosh. I love God, I love the... They get so creative with the cutesy kind of underwater creature design of this. Oh, look at these things. Let's go. Usually if it's DLC, you just wait until big enough contests come out, so it's worth the buy. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because I suppose it's like they often fragment DLC, don't they? So it kind of becomes a question of, well, what do you, Oh, cool. Becomes a question of, well, what do you, consider worth it, and how willing are you to, like, put your money down if there's a bit of a blind element to it. Which usually I'm not that keen on. I do it for Smash Brothers though, because I know I want every character anyway. I like this as well. You kind of get the bigger reward for, I guess, the less ideal weapons for the missions. I assume this one's less ideal just because it's not as I don't know, I think I would just assume the Slosher would be the most difficult in general, but I'm sure I underestimated that. Nah, that's fair. I think that's why I've, for the past 2 years, my oldest brother, in terms of birthdays, he's just happy to ask me, oh, if there's anything I want him to get me, so, and the past 2 years I've just asked him to get me the Smash Brothers Fighters passes. It's just nice to have that sorted out of the way, although I can't say the Mii costume was very exciting. They gave us a pre-order of this that was like the ancient armor one from Breath of the Wild. Like, it's alright. Probably not as cool as the Rex one from the first Fighters pass. But of course the... Oh, no! No! Oh, I remember these being tough. Okay, I can see why this one isn't... Yeah, I forgot that they just sort of go up, eventually start just descending. Let's fill up here. My chances of this. I've played a little bit of this, so we're not starting this from the beginning. But I do remember the because I don't think you get any kind of checkpoint on this as well, right? Let's start. Back. See, this is why motion controls are so good in this game. There's no way I could get to these as quickly as I can here on right stick. Oh, I love that chocobo though. That's great. Hey. But yeah, well, I was looking up how long this is actually, because I don't really know. I mean, this one seems like very good value for money, doesn't it? Like, so this says like the average is 7 hours 26 minutes, and then 11 hours for main and extras. I thought this would be a nice motivator to get this through streaming it. I didn't really decide I was going to get to this so immediately last night. It's the thing I really find is a shame with this game. I've moaned about this before, but I just want to be able to play it like in handheld mode, lying down my back. But the motion controls, when you try and reorientate them, they don't reorientate past a certain angle. And so I just find you can't play this. Oh, blimey, oh, I'm completely defenseless, yeah. And I have tried to play this without motion controls, I'm just too used to that now, unfortunately. Oh, I want to get here then, so... 10-ish hours, nice, so... I want to say I probably... Oh, I forgot there's like... Oh, where's Doom? We've got a gazillion GameCubes here. Oh, man. Now his room was like an abyss with little missile firing squid monster things. Makes a lot of sense though. There's also kind of an odd 80s motif to this as well, isn't there? I believe there's like some pop culture references. Like some movie ones. There's a Did You Know game there. Kind of appropriate because I have got my GameCube pad hooked up to... That happened. I have got a GameCube pad hooked up to my Switch because that's still my main way I play Smash Brothers. Yeah, it's not for everyone. I can understand that. I do think it's good they let you play without I'm just so bad at I've never really been that keen on like precision aiming with a right stick. Like a right stick alone, but when you make it a mix of right stick and motion, I quite like that. I mean, my favourite is mouse and keyboard overall. I mean, even with that, I'm still I can't play like Fortnite for shit or anything like that when I'm on PC. Like, I've just never been that good at multiplayer shooters. I mean, even this, where I'm better at this than I am at most any other kind of multiplayer shooter, but... Oh, nice. The pack-in heat there. Even then, I still really struggle in a firefight. Like, when it comes to, like, really close quarter combat, I can still, like, just choke really badly. No, I do love these games. I have passed these, you alright, man? How are you? Are you past O and H yet? You want to talk to Cumber in chat about that? Passes has been playing Dark Souls 1 as well, Cumber. Because Cumber's been playing that as well, and what area were you in? Oh yeah, you're in the DLC on there, aren't you? God, to blooming heck. Ah! God, well done. I tell you what, Sekiro has really just like... I think Sekiro has honed every sense of yours, honestly, Basti. I feel like you can smell... You know, just because you were saying like, oh, you're not finding Dark Souls that tough now, which I'm kind of intimidated to return to those games just because I think I'll be really bad, at least to start with, on them. But... Ooh, thank God. It's barely got that. There we go. God. Ah! Oh God, these levels all taking place over a bottomless abyss is it's a little bit frightening, you know. Very steady precision platforming. That's why I like that. I like the platforming aspect of Splatoon as well. Just God, the movement controls are so cool in this. It's such a creative, cool idea that just all plays out so satisfyingly and smoothly. Whee. Oh, well done. Did you do that off stream, Cumber? God, Knight of Artorias, that was blooming well ruined there. Yeah, well, I was kind of joking to you about that before. Oh, look, Cumber, sea cucumber on the game there. Oh no, the full fans can be. So it's kind of interesting. Oh, I assume that's a fan. The end of this one. But that character there was just saying, oh, there's there aren't any of the fans like the main things we're trying to get on that one. Bloodborne was easy, God. Could you just like I'm just imagining you could do like Karate Kid style things, like catch a fly with chopsticks or something by this point, man. Sekiro did something fierce to you, like in a very good way. It's so crazy. Nice Cumber. Please don't expect that level of skills if I ever get round to streaming one of those games. I would like to. I need to go back and do DLC on 2. Oh wow! Oh wow! Oops. That is Mario Galaxy as hell, being on top of like a big sprite board like that. It's making me think of that infamous Luigi 100 coin level in the first Mario Galaxy. Pasty, that's perfect. Absolutely. Oh god, I did it again! Oh dear. Yeah, go on then. Yeah, it's a bit of a kind of currency life system where you do dip into the bank account for this if you... It seems to be quite generous, like, if you dip into that if you die. It seems to be fairly generous. Right, you just need to be doing it from further away than I am, I think. Hey! That was quite short. That's a shame we game over, really. Nice Cumber, yeah. God, how did that not get a re-release this gen? I'll have to try it on the PS3 emulator sometime. Oh yeah, there's these little these are fun, these are a bit how do you do fellow kids, because it does feel like actually no, to be fair, it is. I think the people on this, notoriously a lot of the people on the Splatoon development team I think are quite young, but I think it's hard to do this kind of thing without it being a bit overdone, where you've just got like fake kind of WhatsApp chat or whatever you'd say it is. Like it's quite fun though. God, poor Marina. I assume she doesn't. Yeah, they do some pretty funny things though with like who has joined or left the chat room. Hiya Cricken, how did Fire Emblem go, man? Sorry I wasn't able to tune in. To be honest, I was gonna probably raid you at some point if you were still on. So that's Path of Radiance you're playing, isn't it? Hope you're enjoying, man. It's a private server now to restore the... Oh, nice Cumber. Is that easy to tune into? Do you need PS3 homebrew, or does it just kind of work without the need for that? Yeah, I really want to play Sekiro past these. Hi, Lee! Hi Lee and Cricken, hope you're both doing well, man. Battery's almost dead, gonna grab my charger. I have to do when it's just me and you here, Cap. Is Craig Cuttlefish a bit it's probably like me, like difficult to keep a conversation going with. Got to do a little research on you, see what dirt I can dig up. Squidbeak Splatoon, led by 2nd Lieutenant Cuttlefish, visited grievous losses upon the forces of the enemy during the bitter siege of Castle. That takes me. Oh well. Got a bit of a. Where is he? Capping Cuttlefish. Oh, she's here somewhere. There he is. The war veteran. And his phone is from 2004. Oh, and also he raps. Hey, relatable content is. Oh, nice comeback. Oh, that's really easy to do then, isn't it? Oh, cool. Because it would have... Such a big part of those games is the online aspect, isn't it? So it wouldn't quite feel the same without that. Cricken. Is that why Pasty's like Sekiro so much? Okay. I'll probably typically go for the hardest one on these, although I might end up regretting that. I mean, to be honest, if we game over once and have to pay 200 again, that basically means it wasn't worth it. So. But it's kind of a clever way to do like different difficulties on that. Basically. I like how bite-sized these levels are as well. I think that better suits this style of gameplay, just to have like quick levels. I mean, it can be fairly long, like the main campaign. That's alright. But I do think it works quite nicely over the stuffy. Not very successfully. Aside from the valve. But yeah, this has been a very long time coming to playing through this. Oh, is it? Oh, thank you, Lee. Thank you, I appreciate you saying that. Sorry about that. Try lowering it to about that. I'll keep an eye on that. Actually, it's got me wondering if, have I turned my microphone down too much, maybe? Yeah, do say if that's still not particularly... Oh, I see what you mean, it is getting quite loud, actually, isn't it? Can I, We can there. I'll lower it down a little bit more. Do say if I've gone too far now, if I haven't gone enough, or all that. Ooh! As soon as I went to use that special, I was like, wait, hold on. Sounds good. Nice, thank you. I think it's because I changed... What was I... It wasn't Tetris. The last one I was streaming via capture card. For whatever reason, I think I felt the need to change the... oh, I think it's when I was doing Jackbox and Use Your Words. I think I just meddled with the sound volume in a way that probably wasn't very suitable to the way we're doing this now. So yeah, thank you very much for that. I always appreciate any kind of feedback like that. Apologies to anyone before who can make out what the hell I was saying. Ooh, I appreciate that. Because they're not voice active, it is a little bit easy to miss some of the lines they say, which can be very useful, as that was. What the hell is... How many hits do you take? Good lord. Yeah, let's retreat. Oh, yeah. Moving heck, they took a lot of hits, didn't they? They still have the damage on them. Yeah, let's just get a cheap hot shot, shall we? Take that many hits. Actually, I suppose it's just like in the main game, like like in the multiplayer, the ink brushes do tend to take quite a lot of hits. But I do. That's one of my favourite weapons in this game. I get. I can be right cheap. Some of the gun with the brush. Is that the first or second Dark Souls? Oh, I assume that's the first one. I'm pretty sure I did every boss in Dark Souls 1. I'm pretty certain on that. I definitely did in Dark Souls 2, conversely. I missed quite a lot of that. I mean, I was saying to you before, I still haven't done the really cool chariot boss in that. Which was like one of the ones that really stood out when I watched the trailer for Dark Souls 2 originally. Yeah, I don't think Ink Brush was a very good fit for this level. That's why it's the hardest one. So yeah, unfortunately we just kind of undone the reward we get from it, more or less, but... Well, to disastrous consequences. But it is sort of like, well, if I was going to die on game over on this anyway, I might as well just have used the... How did they see me now? Right in front of them. I mind. Oh man, that ink refills quite slowly. I think because I'm used to, I usually try and have an ink refill speed up perk on my equipment when I play online on this. Just not like you've got like Gatling ink guns there. And other things. You struggled a few times, but then beat her with... Oh wait, is Priscilla the... Is that the one in the snow wheel painting? I felt awful, I think I've talked to Cum about this, but I felt awful fighting her because she doesn't want to fight, she doesn't want anything to do with you on that front, really. It's like the dragon boss in Dark Souls 2, which... I mean, aside from that being really difficult anyway, it's like... The dragon doesn't have any beef with you! But I probably shouldn't go into a Souls game expecting you to be able to just be a... just wonderful paragon of virtue and complete unambiguous moral high ground. Oh, I'm trying to remember that. I do seem to remember. Yeah, I think I know the one you mean. Yeah, yeah, that first area can be pretty brutal in Dark Souls too, because you just get surrounded by so many enemies at once. Typically, don't you? Okay. Which version of Dark Souls 2 was that? As well, actually, because what I'm saying is based on the Scholar of the First Sin edition of Dark Souls 2. I don't know if that would be more so or less so the case on the original version. Hiya, Jeff. Thank you so much for the host, unless that's Croken. In which case, thank you, Croken. I prefer the... Well, I probably prefer the brush anyway. I prefer it in multiplayer, maybe it won't be easier here. Let's go for it. Oh, that's right, this is one of those... This is quite fun though, give it. Oh gosh. Oh, thank you, Cricken's bots. God, they're getting more and more sentient now. Look up when you shoot, yeah. Ah! This isn't why is this that easy to aim, really? Yeah, a lot of them too low, right? I'm beginning to be closer. Yeah, look up in the shoe. Ooh, there we go. I think it... Ooh, the Game Boy Color in the background. I think inevitably some of these you're going to like more than others, aren't you? I dare them to stick a PS1 in the background. Get an Apple Pippin in there too, for good measure. Yeah, it's a weird thing with the Game Boy Color as well. It was only available at launch, I think either in opaque purple, which is the one I had, or that crystal clear purple. Like, we typically think of the GameCube as the purple Nintendo system, but... Game Boy Color, you were getting that thin purple no matter what. Cricket, nice. Nice. Yeah, I've heard some people prefer original Dark Souls, so... Gunshot. Get on 8 use our video link, but you can't see us, right, Cat? So you probably can't tell, but just between you and me, Marina's kind of a weirdo. She's like freakishly tall and way too smart throwing. Oh, poor tall girls, they get a rough time of it, don't they? And people like Pearl here.
Savage attack!
She built an entire battle cricket. I didn't have to look to that was you. Built an entire battle stage all by herself. Making rocks float. That's not good. Yes, yeah, it's weird the kind of implied post sort of Great War this all takes place in. Possibly post-apocalypse? I mean, I don't know if it's that grim. Oh gosh, the suspected marinas. Oh god, is she like Otacon from Metal Gear, like working with the enemy just to kind of build things she likes, but... Oh, that's quite sweet. Pearl is sticking up for us though. If you try to splat Marina, I will cut a fish. A pun and a potential threat of violence all in one. His response. Oh gosh. Oh goodness, Cricket. I'm very happy to have set you off on a Octo punnery path. That's beneficial for all of us. Yeah, that's the... it definitely feels like that playing Scholar. It feels like it really emphasizes just huge mobs of enemies. I want to say, I think I read it was to kind of satiate those who thought Dark Souls 2 was too easy. I'm at least glad they don't seem to make these missions too, we just go along. Okay, but we definitely not going to, yes we are. Oops. So I assume we have to shoot that down. And I assume we'll activate something. Down you go. Spot you. There we go. I was thinking that looks too thin to walk across, but I was like, I guess that's the only path. Oh dear. I know this is considered harder than the main game, isn't it? I think especially... I believe if you want to do everything, I don't know if you can speak to this arm, but I seem to remember there was like a really difficult thing on this Faz was trying to do for a while. Like a variant of a boss or something like that. So I look forward to that. Yeah, I'll probably do that. We'll probably go through this game over I'd assume maybe 3 streams we can get this done in, maybe 4. I think for these kind of 10-hour-ish games, I like to get them done in like 3 to 4 streams. I mean, sometimes if it's like a 12-hour game like Dead Space 1 was, we end up doing that in... I assume we... yeah. Cool. Like, I did that in 3 streams, but that wasn't very healthy, to be honest. But I think those are all back-to-back as well, so... So, a bit of a headache by the end of that. Cricket. I honestly think... oh, Jasmine, you... ah. I wanted to go where the ball went. That's so wrong. Yeah, we got some pinball stuff going on this as well. I like that they seem to have made these, oh gosh. These could be madly frustrating, these, rolling the 8-ball around. I think they've made it very deliberately as not annoying as possible. I'm sure it still can be, but... It's just, something like this can just get so fiddly and aggravating, but... I think they probably play-tested this vigorously and made sure it wasn't a complete pain. Oh god, I don't know. Like that. Just keeps going for a little dance. Oh yeah, that is a bit Billy Hatcher actually, isn't it? I can't believe we're in a reality where there's a game we can say is like Billy Hatcher. Where's my Billy Hatcher indie alike? We've had like Jet Set Radio alikes in the indie space. Do that for Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. Just give me Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg in any capacity. Just imagine... oh, right. I think that will be the first time. I like that. To get back to Inkopolis, which I've just done by accident, which is the main area in this, you have to quote-unquote imagine it. Oh, and because I've gone back, we'll have to sit through these multiplayer map announcements. Oh no, we won't. Oh, nice. Oh, thank you, game. I appreciate it not making us sit through those. I think this got a bit better about that than the first game did. Although you still have to like hear all the updates when you launch the game, which can be handy. Sometimes it does take a bit too long. I'd say this, Cricket, I'd say this is more, so to clarify, this isn't the Splatoon 2 main campaign, this is the DLC campaign they did. I think this one's a bit more experimental than the main campaigns of either the first or second game. And it's, I think the levels are shorter, which I think is better. I think is a better fit for these. Like they get a lot out of like one concept and then you're done. You know, I think it's quite a nice fit in that sense. I like the main campaigns of both Splatoon 1 and 2. I'd say they're quite similar between 1 and 2, quality-wise. I think Splatoon 2 introduces a few cool ideas in the campaign. This is quite nice. Yeah, this seems very good. I mean, this did prove quite popular when it came out. People generally really like this Octo expansion. And I think it's quite nice they, like, if they had to do paid DLC, I think this was the way to go about it. I'm always a bit uneasy about paid... oh god, gosh. I need to make sure you go all the way, don't I? Yeah, I'm always a bit funny about paid DLC in multiplayer games, at least in terms of things like maps, where that can segregate the player base quite easily. Hi Raiders! How are you? Thank you for the host. done yet. I don't think these have collectibles as well, these levels, which you get in the Splatoon 1 and 2 campaigns. I got all the collectibles in the Splatoon 1 campaign. I don't think I... Did I in the second game? Maybe I could go back and do that sometime on stream. Oof, God. How are you doing, Adus? How was your stream yesterday? Sorry I wasn't able to tune in. Were you still on Sims 2? I saw you titled it Creepypasta, so I assume Halloween continues to be early over there. Oh shit, birds. What's it with you inspiring horror in situations? Oh, nice. Oh, I didn't need to bother, really. So I want to let this go back to past these. Sure. I love these rail sections. I think they were introduced in the second game? Actually, no, I think the first game may have had them. I like when they get these kind of single-player elements in the multiplayer levels. They usually do that for like Splatoon. They usually do that for Splatfest, so... Actually, if I go... Oh no, I can sing the whole time. Yeah, no, I think I wanted to get Broken Swords finished, I think, so I just got into the habit of like streaming pretty much every weekday at the moment. Like, I'll probably be on again tomorrow evening, but I really want to see your stream tomorrow, so I'll So if I do stream tomorrow, I'll probably try and finish early, so I can tune in, I can raid you then. Oh, cool. Actually go out. Some Wii-related creepypasta and killed off the Adams. Well, apparently that recent movie that nobody likes, I think that might have killed it all. That might have, like, set the killing into motion, and I think you delivered the fatal stab, I think. Oh, poor Adam's family. Yeah, the start of the music's really cool, isn't it? So kind of curiously, they've gone for kind of an 80s vibe and sort of aesthetic generally. Oh, God damn it. I swear we will get out of this bit. Yeah, I love the Splatoon games in general to bits. I would say they're my favourite multiplayer shooters. I mean, they're the only ones I'm not terrible at. It goes back so quickly. And yeah, as we were saying, they have surprisingly really good single-player content. Like, more so they probably need to, really, although conversely, I really wish they had bots for the multiplayer, like AI bots. I guess it would just be such a complex thing to implement with how weird and varied the mechanics and weapons of Splatoon can be, but it just becomes such a bugger online if someone disconnects and oh, God, this I can see why this weapon is now the hardest for this level. Oh, jeez, I was getting it alright the first time. Should try. Oh god, we're gonna be here forever. Yeah, it is also a bit like, well, when the online goes off for these games, are they just not gonna be, I mean, granted, the online hasn't gone off for the first game, so... I assume certainly for this game, we'll be alright for a while on that front. But I just hate that in online if you get like a disconnect in a match. So it's only 7 players even. Yeah, I think there's a really good video. One of my favorite YouTube people who does good like game analysis stuff, Super Bunny Hop. I don't know why that's his username, but he does really cool, like funny and informative stuff. But he did a really good video on bots, and he talked about some of the reasons why they're probably less about in games. And yes, I realised talking about bots while on Twitch is probably going to evoke a joke of a different kind of bots. Both of the welcome Jazz Robobot and Cricken's kind. Ah! Damn it. Yeah, that's quite funny. I saw recently, so Sony are giving away, oh, Anus, make sure you got a PS4, haven't you, Anus? So make sure you have a look at that. If you don't have them already. Actually, I think you might do, because you did say you had played Uncharted. But Sony are giving away, like, the Uncharted collection. And Journey as well, which is really well liked. Yay! Not the band! But for some reason, I think it was Germany, instead of the Uncharted collection, they're getting Knack 2. Which I thought Knack 2 is meant to be a bit better than the first one, but that still seems very strange. It's like if for whatever reason they can't do the Uncharted collection there for free. Surely there's a game other than that 2 they could give away instead. I've probably been a bit too mean to it, I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, it's nice. Oh, God damn it. It's a nice gesture on their behalf. Oh, China get it as well. Yeah, so I think as of today, for like a week, you can download both Journey and the Uncharted HD collection. You can just download those, and I think they're like free to keep after. I don't think it's like they're free only for this time period. It's quite cool, isn't it? Ah, there we are. Ooh, that was right at the end as well. Ooh. Yeah, these get pretty tricky. I think I did read these get a bit harder than the main game. Well, I suppose if you have you could probably just make a gym if one really wanted that too, or I guess in their regions, if you really wanted the Uncharted collectors instead, you could probably just like create a PSN account, have it be specific to whichever region you want the free game from, and then I assume nothing would stop you on that. There we go. So yeah, it's a nice open-ended. Probably isn't the right word, but I mean, I like this underground thing we've got going on. But it's quite cool how flexible it is in terms of what order you do things in, and it's a fun kind of motif just sort of with traveling underground. And I think we woke up like a JRPG protagonist as well. We were just sort of amnesiac, no idea what's going on. Hi, Grubby. I think I remember you saying, Cumber, yeah, a lot of people, like, Journey's sort of like, so what is it, like a 3-hour kind of artsy game, where you're kind of clad in, it looks like sort of Arabic cloaks, I think. I'm thinking maybe I'm a dummy, so I don't know for sure. I don't think they're specifically that, but I think they're influenced by that kind of thing. And it's sort of a game where you come across another player online and you sort of communicate without words, and it's like really, I mean, there's like a lot of symbolism going on there, and lots of pretty stuff. I explained it bloody awfully, but it seems really cool. I mean, it came to PC last year, and then it's coming to Steam this year. It's probably worth a go, because it's only meant to be a few hours, isn't it? But I have heard a few people like yourself come and say you didn't rate it too much, which is fair. How are you this evening, Grant? Thanks so much for coming in. Again, I hope the game looks okay. I keep moaning about this with my capture card. The colours are not right. Like, they're not like inverted or anything, but like this train is not as green as this on my TV, and I have tried everything to undo that. I think it's probably just my fault for getting like a cheap capture card. Alas, but at the very least, I hope bitrate wise it's okay. Like I dropped to 900p. Resolution wise, they've got the bitrate quite high. Because this is a game where we're moving the camera around a lot, so I hope it's showing up okay on that. It's Mirror Box HD Box, I think? There's very little I can find out about it online. It's not one you like install drivers for either, and it's probably on me for cheaping out a bit. I probably just should just save for an Elgato ROM. It's not too bad, I suppose. I mean, we could get 1080p 60 out of it. Like, I think I'd probably have to accept if I wanted the card to capture 1080p 60, and I wanted to pay less than £100, which I did. There was probably going to be some sacrifice where, and in this case it's just a weirdly, slightly greenish image. Yeah, well the nice thing is, I've read about some, I mean granted we don't have the PS4 Pro in the house, and probably went for a year plus because of a pandemic, which is the worst thing to come out of that, obviously. It's not. But one thing I was reading about is you can get capture cards that they at least allow for 4K pass-through. They just don't capture 4K, but my current one, it wouldn't work with my PS4. If my PS4 was like set to 4K mode. So if I was to get another one, it'd be nice to get like one that can at least pass through 4K. I don't really care about capturing 4K, that'll drive the price up too much. And I think it'll be a while before streaming 4K is viable on Twitch. I think just getting to 1080 60 is already pretty crazy, and not something I'm in a rush to do anyway. Yeah, no worries at all, Cumber. Hope you get a good night's sleep. Sounds like you were working very hard today. So yeah, hope you get a good night's sleep, man. Thanks so much for coming in, and thanks for the Dark Souls chat. I will get back to Dark Souls at some point, like that series at some point. Goodness knows when. Yeah, what are we, Wait, is that a... Yeah, that's a speaker, right? Are we just, like, building up a sound system? Completely sure what that is. I don't know if that should be, like, really obvious. You Bellion! I don't doubt that for a second, so... Like, at all. I don't doubt that. Honestly, Animal Crossing's no joke in terms of, like, really trying to sit down with it, and...
That dirty rat! He's cheating! Look!
How? How am I cheating? Where's this coming from, Grump? Truth be told, I was going to sit down and start trying to record new sound effects today. I didn't, but the thought crossed my mind, so... Maybe it'll happen. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? I've certainly got a lot written down or on a Google document to look into putting together. But yeah, for those who didn't see it, we did finish. Actually, yeah, I'll probably want. If I'm going to use a charger on these games, I quite like the scope. Which, obviously, you lose peripheral vision quite a bit on that. But yeah, we're all done with Broken Sword now. Really loved revisiting that game. I forgot George does become a bit of a jerk near the end for some reason. I felt a bit bad for me call afterwards. But yeah, it was so nice to revisit that game. And see all the jokes or things said that eluded little innocent 11-year-old Jasm when he first played it. So at some point, it won't be like the next point and click I do, but at some point I really want to do the sequel for it. Because unlike the first game, I didn't finish that second game back in the day. But I've got another point and click planned. I might as well say what it is. I think after this I'm probably going to play Snatcher. Which is the, it'll be on Mega CD, the one I want to play, the version I want to play. By Mr. Metal Gear himself, Hideo Kojima. Ow. Double crumble. Well, we probably won't need a guide like every 2 minutes on this, like we have on the point and click games. For what that's worth on that front. Hello. I like how, God. I like how much of popping it out of cover. I actually did, on the first Splatoon, I really got into using a charger like this with a scope. I was never... I got pretty alright at it, ish. I think at some point along the way I lost confidence, so I don't tend with them, so I don't tend to use it on this game. But playing this level here has really reminded me how much I like it. But... although the ones I use tend to be, I think they're less powerful than this one. But this one takes quite a while to charge. I'll be very careful here. It's a cool vision this though, isn't it? Yeah, at some point I'm gonna sit, I think I'll probably do Snatcher after this game then. Which is a really cool like 94 like cyberpunk you can tell it's like Kojima doing his usual thing of putting all the movies he loves into his creative works, basically. So it's very obviously like Blade Runner meets the Terminator. It's quite fun. But it's got really cool like mid-90s kind of CD presentation to it, and like really cool like jazzy music and such. It's one I've wanted to play for a while, so... and it's sort of a point-and-click game, kind of. It's not exactly the same mold as the ones I've been playing, but I thought it'd be a nice way to keep playing games like that while playing something a bit different. I guess at the moment on that genre I'm just alternating between ones I've played before and ones I haven't. Ow. Oh, that's the problem with me trying to use a kind of a long-range film like this. Oh, there we go. I suck at aiming, at moving targets. I just can't account for where they were versus where they're going to be when I fire very well. Yeah, that's true, Armor. It's a different kind of difficulty. Like, for the most part in point-and-click games, the difficulty isn't Hasta la Vista Station. Oh wow, there you go. Yeah, speaking of Terminator, that is definitely Terminator 2, isn't it? I know now why you ink, but it is something I can never do, says a it says the bloke from Arms. I think there's there's a Urkel reference as well from Family Matters. Yeah, I think there's quite a few of they just went very pop culture savvy with these. It's 50 yellow balloons go by. It's appropriate because I discovered the Sun 99 red balloons the way everyone else did through Donkey Konga on GameCube. What else we got? That might be a reference to the 90s movie starring a dog that plays basketball? Air Bud? Maybe? Maybe. Find another one. Oh, that's the song Move It. Let's bust a move. God, there's loads of them. Nintendo games don't tend to be this pop culture referential, so... I'm not saying these are like Mad Genius. Oh god. Speaking of not saying they're Mad Genius, we got Who Let the Pods Out. The all-time great song. It's quite novel to see those in a Nintendo game. Again, I wonder if that's like the influence of slightly younger staff generally working on this game versus other Nintendo stuff. That's especially funny if you think about it, because there's a point in Terminator 2 where oh god, John Connor, that's it. Yeah, where little John Connor's talking about like his friends being like how he's like all into I don't know, doing stuff with knives or other rough stuff or whatever, and he's like, oh, but my friends are into Nintendo, and he's saying that as if, you know, screw Nintendo. So I'm glad that they're being good sports here, and they're still willing to reference a Finn that. I mean, that'd be doubly insulting back then, because Terminator 2 also features a Sega arcade game that John Connor is playing. That being Afterburner, the F-14 Tomcat one. But I imagine Nintendo are like, well, whatever, we've got gazillions in the bank, we don't care. Right. And the corporations don't care. Ooh, God, this I don't feel terribly confident on this one. The slowest roller. At least the very slow one. It's better taking these out at least, but oh man. It's all... Ooh, nice, yeah, I love this. Isn't as effective as I expected. Ow. Oh yeah! Yeah, it was small Digit earlier. God, we got to do all of them in one life. That especially fits, because Space Invaders, if you look at those sprites, they do look like sea urchins or like jellyfish or other underwater things. Yeah, that's probably what it's meant to be, isn't it? Again, they're just going for like a retro referential. It's not that grand, really. Armor. Other people are definitely better equipped than me on that front. I mean, there's some pretty obvious ones in there. And, I might not be able to quote Shakespeare at will, but I can tell you about the song Who Let the Dogs Out, which is the modern equivalent, give or take, I'd argue. Aww. Oh, damn it! I don't love this though. I mean, I love this game, but that was tricky. Super Nintendo. They're probably still. I assume they're like still getting sued over, like, you know, like people still sue them over Wii, the technology in the Wii remote or whatever, and how that infringed some patent someone was sitting on for ages. Only to try and sue someone with. I assume they're probably still getting like lawsuits over that. I don't think there's been as many Switch ones. Maybe that's harder to fudge on that front. Yeah, this weapon might not be ideal for this. What's my sub-weapon? I'll just go there. I don't know what that was. I think that might have just been like extra points, maybe. At least this isn't doing the Space Invaders thing where they speed up considerably for this less of them. I'm already not very good aiming at them as it is. Okay, now we definitely... Oh god. Oh god. We are hiding. We are hiding the hell away from all this. We are timed, but we'll be alright. Ah, I knew I should have gone back down. Damn it. This might be the hardest one yet. We like do 3 strikes and then... Actually, yeah, if I need to hide at this point, I should probably just duck down there. I don't want to hide. You belly I had one of those. I never once properly used it because I didn't know anyone else who had it. It was a bit sad, really. I wasn't completely against the idea. They just didn't want to do a headset. They did like an overall microphone thing. It's not that far off, like an Echo or whatever, I suppose. Yeah, I came with Animal Crossing. I don't know what other game, if any, used that. Hide. Ah, god damn. Tricky, isn't it? This weapon's in a way alright for us, because I mean, we can kill a few of them at once. Just, god damn it. So. Actually, I hadn't thought about this, but I like that the wooden boxes are kind of meant to be like the I guess the barracks in, is that what you call them in Space Invaders? I mean, the funny thing is, if you look at Nintendo... Oh, god damn it. If you look at Nintendo's early arcade history, they've made a number of, like, pretty uninspired Space Invaders clones. It's funny to think now of Nintendo being just so completely derivative like that. I mean, infamously, the game they changed the cabinet into Donkey Kong from Radar Scope. That was quite Space Invaders. Oh, mods, those, yeah, so a few other games used it, yeah. I think by that point you could probably just, I mean, to be honest, I've generally just been happy using, like, Skype or other, or obviously Discord typically these days, for any kind of online play. Probably over the, bless its heart, the Switch voice app, voice chat app. Like, the one time I tried that with my brother, it seemed to work alright. That didn't support every Switch online game anyway, so... Not like their bombs. At all. Oh, come on! Damn it. Yeah, I find that bit really tough when they just have, I don't know if we just stumbled on Max and what's meant to be one of the later levels in this movie. At least this bit I don't tend to die on now. God! What the hell were you expecting if you're gonna tempt fate that brazenly? Oh, jeez, man. This is getting worse. Because I find I'm not always safe under here anyway. I think I usually am doing these, but not like on missiles and such. At least time doesn't seem to be too much of a factor. Like, it is technically, but we'll be alright. Oh, I see maybe that balloon up there, maybe that was armor. Okay. Yeah, I have here this expansion can get pretty tricky. Yeah, that is armor. Cool. Just wait here and let me just kill. Oh, nice. Okay. Kill one of them at least. Oh wow. Yeah, I just need to kill them ASAP basically. Alright, who have we got left? Ah! There's a lot of running away. What are we doing at the moment? Tell a maple. I think the ink stays on them once you land it. I don't think. I know, actually. Oh, it's not. Oh, damn it! Oh, that was horrible timing. Oh, God, man. The blood for our entire, whatever the currency is on this. I should have known this would have levels that are going to take us a good number of goes. I'm sure there's like speedruns where people do this in like less than no time at all. Yeah, I was pushing my left there. I mean, to be honest, I mean, for what it's worth, I don't really care about having, at least personally, I don't care about having voice chat with randoms. It does suck for those that want the option to start there, I mean, I think it is technically there on, like, Fortnite and such, but... Like, to be honest, I really have no interest in doing voice chat with randoms, I just... It's a shame, because I know when you get a good experience with something like that, it's quite nice, but... I mean, even on Rocket League, I turn off the text chat with randoms these days. I just can't. There'll be so many ironic what saves I can hear in this lifetime. I suppose stop to that at some point. So like, we're still taking hits there. Yeah, I think the problem is that like, I'm not getting instant kills on these when I go there typically. Ooh. Oh god. Ah. Where's it? I think we need to get what's on the please leave us alone. Oh god. What are we meant to do? What was that thing I picked up? Because I don't think that was a weapon. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think regardless of what platform I'd be using, I mean, I don't like a lot of aspects of, I haven't liked a lot of aspects of Nintendo's Online over the years, but if I think about it just personally, like, I would probably just rather be using Discord regardless of what platform I'm playing online, so that side doesn't bother me too much. Not always perfect netcode on the other hand, but I mean, if you look in the corner there, top right corner, we're on Evernet on this now, and I can't stress enough how much better that is for like Smash Brothers. And, I've gone back into Street Fighter Online again because I've been on Evernet, so that definitely helps. Although it should still be better than it is in wireless, but Thank you. Thank you, because I'm not sure I completely do myself, because I don't actually know what the hell to do with the away one. Oh, nice. Oh, board the UFO? Oh, he means to go on that one, but I mean, even then though, I'm still not completely sure what the film we get on. There it is. Oh, they just do not leave you alone. Oh, Jazz, have you asked? Oh, that was my fault. I was trying to jump on it while I was moving away. Oh, God. I'm probably going to look this up later just for validation to see if anyone else struggled on this as much as I did. I'll look it up and people will say it's not the easiest one. Leave it on a prayer. Reader! Oh, jeez, man. Yeah, I think if you can, you definitely want to get as close as possible with the, I think by this point I probably should have tried one of the other weapons to see if that was a bit easier. I can't remember what they were. But yeah, I tell you what, people who could use these snow rollers online, they could be an absolute beast because they're obviously so powerful. But I am not one of those people by any long shot. I tend to like weapons to be quite speedy and they go levels. So you obviously trade like power for... You obviously trade power for that speed. So I think that whole area so I could just... I assume it gets much harder than this as well. I fear it's how difficult this DLC can be. Okay, so at least that bit we're not struggling on too much now that I know just to like kill ASAP here. We're so close to killing that one. Yeah. So you can get rid of the you get rid of the wall, but I just feel like the odds are so stacked against us here. Should try the special I picked up. I'm not that confident with that. Oh, I think we did. Yeah. Okay. Oh, thank God. Yeah, don't worry until past these. I appreciate you tuning in regardless. Oh, thank God. I'm sure that's not considered that tough one, but... Oh, I'm so glad we did that. It is actually, yeah. I struggle with it a bit in multiplayer, but it's really good for, as you say, like, I think kind of the sort of horde mode like Salmon Run. Where enemies can be a bit more predictable than online players. It's so good for that. God, I hope this is a bit easier. I feel like we're probably going to like the harder part of the map. Oh, is this going to be a boss from the main game? It's been long enough. I would honestly... You'd honestly probably not like remember it quite easily if it wasn't. If it was, even. Hey. Oh yeah, no, that is. We've got the same other that. Oh god, I hope not, Phil. Oh wow. Oh wow. God, where do I start? Oh, that's right. Ah, you bugger. So wait, does that start from the beginning if we die? I think it probably does, but we do get 5 lives, which is quite nice. There we go. So. Oh, come on, they can hit you after you hit the tentacle and you're like forced to stand still for a little bit. That's mean. Yeah, the bosses are really cool in these games, they get quite creative. This mad toaster one. Kiwi jam. I do like kiwi fruit, but I'm struggling to imagine whether kiwi jam would go down well. Maybe? I do like kiwi though, kiwi goes really nicely in the salad. Sure. I think in typical Nintendo boss fashion, these tend to be free hits. Hey. Jeez, man. Oh, God. That was a horrible phase on that. Gotta leave us alone. Oh, I think we are still on that. Okay, so we actually do, that's quite good, actually. So we do start on the, Okay, so this is quite nice at least in that you don't actually... That's nice. Hey! I'll probably take another hit after this one. I somewhat remember this boss from the main game, but I mean, I don't remember being this intense, so I can say for certain it's not that at least, but... There we are. Oh, did they just fall asleep until we come out? Yeah, quite fun. Just a big, mad, multi-compartment toaster boss. So I assume you redo various, like, rejigged versions of the... Oh, did we not properly kill that last time? I think that might... Is that it? Oh, there we are. You bad again. Well, that was as hard as Knight of Artorias. It wasn't as hard as Knight of Artorias, but we'll say it was. Why not? So we meet the boss there. Oh wow. To be honest, I was going this way to try and... I mean, maybe there's a... Well, actually, there is a pathway. There is a path we can take from that. Like, at first glance, this green line we just unlocked almost looks like a bit of a waste, to be honest, but... Might not be too bad if we can get something, that bottom left one. So, I mean, not a waste in terms of overall going for 100% completion, but... Been working too hard. Look at these designs, they're just... oh goodness. Oh, I want to be this character in something. Like we can see Octo Dad quite happily on his commute to work here. Oh gosh. Yeah, I don't know how well any of my DK emotes go with as Easter. Actually, that one's kind of adorable. It's like Donkey Kong, like, peering out of a basket. Looking so kind of, will you be my friend? It's quite sweet. So, yeah, I'll pop into... oh, actually, yeah, because these levels are like... Is that like 101? And they are quite expensive as well, so... It's like the further left you go on the map, the harder they get, maybe. So maybe we'll try going back this way. Let's do a not hateful level. Relatively less, anyway. Oh, Peds is on golf with your friends. I might join them on that at some point. There we go. Oh. So yeah, this is quite a nice change of, as much as I've been enjoying, like, oh gosh, when the switch is on it looks like a bit... That's what I like about this, but it's so creative like this. Though this is also going to ruin my brain. Which was already not in a good place as is. Oh, we have to paint all sides of it. It's quite cool, isn't it? I think, anyway. Oh, maybe we don't, actually. Probably why I should have RTFM'd. A good place for that to be with a... at least it's quite slow to turn around to... Yeah, no worries at all, Jeff. No worries. How's Octopath going? And you don't need to reply to that right away. Maybe that's all really, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't feel you have to... I mean, having the stream on while grinding, that's quite a good use of the stream, I think. To have something you can kind of dip in and out of attention-wise while you... Just have to keep hitting those. Sorry, I know the game will certainly... Oh no, we need to collect them. Oh wow. Oh, so that... yeah, I did say that, so that changes the gravity. So like that one I could get... I assume? How does this work? No, this is my... Should have been paying attention. Yeah, you have to collect all the data points. Yeah, so we do that, it opens up like that. We probably just have to be on the... It has to be like on the floor completely, I guess. Oh, I love the game like at a weird angle, avoiding lasers, Mission Impossible style. I don't know. We are called Secret Agent generally in these games. It's a cute motive. So that would fit. This reminds me of a. This is a bit like a. Like the. What are they called? The something beasts. Divine Beast, that's it. It's like the Divine Beasts in Zelda Breath of the Wild in a way. I think of the ones where you like rotate the. There we are, yeah, we have to just like. Yeah, very creative. I do feel like we're also going to be here for a while. Ah, here we go, so this orientation's got us to... Pay all the balls while we can. I do not doubt that this could almost certainly be done. Oh, actually, wait, hold on. Oh, okay. Think of this, can we actually, like... Whoa. It really helps the way we've done that. Oh god, this is making my head hurt. That's cool though. That's the way we did this before, I think? Oh, no, actually. Hey. It's like Portal vibes as well. We'll get to that. Oh no. We might be here a while. Can we get through to that one at least? Yes, we can. Cool. God, there are many levels like this, because I kind of both welcome and would be a bit fearful of them. It's just... It's going to take us a while to narrow all this down, but... I do like it though. So, what if I try and... pop up here. Let's get killed by you. No. Sure. They look like... try again. They look like my fan. My fan is this big cylindrical thing. No, we can't attach to the walls like these things can. Oh god, all that time we only got 4 health 8. The music here is kind of curious. Sticking that on my phone ASAP. Ooh, actually, will this ooh. See, when there are enemies there like that, that's making me think, have I not been there before? Or are they just like respawning anyway? No, let's keep doing this one actually until we Where are you? Those two, and then that one up there. We've got that. Ooh, can I turn this? Yes, yes, yes. Wait, it's taking me bloody forever, but I really enjoy it. This is actually really satisfying to have this all come together. Especially when it's like, oh, I'm actually I'm figuring it out. Let's go. Yeah, just pop up here. God, it is clever, but I don't want to think about like what a headache this must have been to like try and design those. They were nice enough to put a checkpoint there as well. So I was thinking like, yeah, what happens if we die here? Sudden. In my favour. Oh gosh. Hey! Oof, God. We're still here. Got it. Ooh. Oh my God, what's that?
Give myself a promotion!
Damn straight. Oh, we were talking about Karate Kid earlier. Not Karate Kids. What's that a reference to? Like fly like float? What was it like? Fly like a butterfly. Sting like a bee. Is that Rocky? Struggling a bit there. That boss will lead us anywhere useful, but float like a butterfly. There we go. Yeah, not fly like a butterfly. I think that's a Jet Set Radio Future song. Fly like a butterfly. Same one. So we're going against the boss in the ball. That's going to be oh. Expected that. Hello. Just blast in the heavenly nightmare. Oh, I forgot! We've even got a unicycling sound effect for this very occasion. Never thought that'd be relevant in any capacity. I've got to find this. Ah! They're good. That is quite fun, just detonating that over and over again. Ooh, God, I don't know how he survived that. Oh, you bugger! Okay, I need to make sure it's the direction it attacks me from is kind of facing. It's funny because I don't think it can really hurt us while we're in the bubble, but it can send us flying. That's not. Oh God, that was a mistake! Yeah, I should have known once this was going to stick us in the ball, this was going to be. How are you then, you Baddian? You've been playing anything recently? Every time I start to get hopeful, we get thrown off. Yeah, we're doing this again. Is it Fallout? Is it Fallout, Tactics? Well, how's that going? Are you playing that on Switch? Oh god, we have to spend quite a lot to start on that. I've heard of that game. And it's, hey, you can tell when mine was last updated, they're in Christmas gear. Was that's version 11.31.1. That's all you need, right? Yeah, because I think the Switch only updates games if they're like, I think they have to be within either your last 10 or last 15 played games. Oh, do we need to push them off? I seem to be damaging them, regard. Oh, okay. That answers that question. Nah, we were doing it the right way then, cool. Oh, really? It just took us until then to finally get one hit in. Yeah, I don't know how to feel. I get the idea of that, but it's also... There's been times when I wanted to load up a multiplayer game, it's like, oh, we've got to wait for it to update. And in those cases, I'm like... I wouldn't mind if you did want to just take, you know, like the last 25 games I've played or something. I don't know how to feel about these jiggling, jiggling cheeks going on right now. A lot of elasticism going on. Ah, oh, damn it. At least on the second phase. What's that like Battlefront 2 now? I mean, they've largely fixed the... I don't think it's... It either doesn't have loot boxes or they're not completely horrendous like they were. I got the impression people quite like it now, give it time. Damn it, I didn't expect them to do another one so soon. So you start from the beginning of the phase, so any damage we've done. I can kind of play into it. Ooh. Okay, so at this point there'll be 2 hits that Ooh. I can't remember the exact way this plays in the original game. It is cool, this ball motif works quite well. Oh, we got lucky there. Oh, yeah, when they get the glint in their eyes. Oh, nice. I mean, it looks gorgeous. I mean, DICE are obviously going to do pretty well on that. Like, it seems to use that, was it Frostbite? Is that the arrangement? I thought I might be confusing that with an Ubisoft one, but I think that Ubisoft one is Snowdrop. What like a wintry motif going on. Ooh. Oh, we've got to be getting quite close at this point, surely. Alright, well, speaking of that. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having it just to... I mean, I'm probably not going to spend much money on it, but... That'd probably be a shoot I could just have a bit of silly fun with. I would like to play Fallen Order eventually. I'm amazed that doesn't seem to have been patched yet, because I know it had a number of issues, right, in terms of pretty bad glitches. Like, I remember Pasty showing me a couple. Like, it really sounds like it could do another layer of polish. It seems to have sold well, so I'm surprised BA just haven't gotten them to... Ah, you bugger. Ah, pasties. You make me think of a Millhouse quote where was it like, why did I have the ball, Mark? Why did I have the... No, not ball, I can't remember what it was, but... yeah, that was pretty funky, man. What you showed me. Like, it was... Jesus. It was done Russian for a Christmas release, wasn't it? Oh god, we're blowing through all our money to get through this. Oh, it's not back at the first phase, is it? Oh, I think they... Oh no, they are. Yeah. We're waiting for that. But the first time that's actually been relevant to an in-game thing. Not hugely common in recycling in games. Or one, the only facet of life, I suppose. Oh god, we got lucky there. Yeah, we got very lucky there. How's Dark Souls going past these? Hey. Is that it? Oh, we only just at the end had to spend more money to revive on that. Hey. I like these little strange, sweet looking things we get. We get some candy for our troubles. I like. I read that I was just doing a bit of moping. I was like, oh no! Oh, that was a bit of a waste us doing that boss actually for now. I mean, not a huge one, but we didn't really need it. I think I probably, yeah, that says we can continue this way. Is that a boss there? I think it is. Oh no, it isn't actually. This one's always like the sound of more. No, I think that's a Gem of the Holograms reference. I assume those aren't. I wonder how many of those are there in the Japanese one. I can't imagine that Gem of the Holograms one is. Oh, past these. We all are. It's a collective mourning. Yeah, yeah, everyone's playing Dark Souls. I mean, I'm playing Squids, Dark Squids. But yeah, Cumber's really keen on Dark Souls. I know when he did the film, a few of us were doing on Twitter, we were saying like, oh, what are 4 games that define us? I believe Dark Souls 1 was one of his 4. Lovely choice. As long as the fall doesn't disappear in Dark Souls, past those. Yeah, I mean, my thinking with Fallen Order was like, well, I'll wait for it to drop in price anyway, but also I thought, well, by the time I get to it, I'm sure they'll have patched out the floor disappearing and other strange bugs with it. They don't seem to have, or even really have mentioned any inclination to fix some of that stuff. God, these are in such awkward spots. Can I get this one from here? Nice, got that one at least. How are you not getting that one? I mean, this weapon is short range than I realise. I don't tend to use blasters like these, but they can be bloody terrifying if other people are good with them. I think especially their splash damage I struggle with. in online matches. Ooh. I hate it when we get slowed down to a crawler. I can see why this this level costs more to enter. So it typically means that. Oh, cheers, mate. It just fell off. It just fell off. This is definitely a hard one. But if we could get away with like throwing some enemies off the end like that, makes me happy. Yeah, that got me wondering, because I was talking about splash damage earlier. I was like, wait a minute, could I use that against those shield enemies? That's actually why this might be quite a good fit, this weapon. Just having the damage kind of reflect back onto them from behind. Oh gosh, ooh. My Gatling pass. Yeah, this is tricky, but this is challenging, this DLC, but in a really fun way. I mean, I'm not going to pretend there isn't a little bit of frustration coming out, but it's also the kind where I don't think there's any threat of me turning the game off in a huff or anything. It's more generally it's more the fun kind of challenge. Maybe it'll translate into being better online? Probably not. Like, I'm okay at this online, but I can definitely get hampered by decent, really good players and such. Oh, I'm actually using those. Yeah. Didn't mean to mind about. Okay. Oh gosh. Thank you kindly. Oof. Yeah, so I think this is where the levels are getting a bit longer. Even then, I think they're probably still a bit shorter than your typical level from the main campaigns in these games. There is a bit of like, I guess Halo or Call of Duty style hide for a bit and have your health replenish in these. Look at that, those Gatling ones don't, so... There we are. Hi, T-Bag, how you doing, man? Have you played through Octo expansion, T-Bag? I've been meaning to properly get to it for so long now. I've had it for all... at least since last year, if not maybe the year before. It's taken me a while. When did this come out, actually? I didn't mean to look it up. I think it was either 2018 or 2019. It's so cool in any case. It's, I was saying before, I do think it was a good call for them to do, if they were going to do paid DLC at all for Splatoon. I think single player was the way to do it. Just so any multiplayer updates they do, just like everyone gets that. I love that they supported both Splatoon games for so long after they were released. I mean, in a way, it does mean both games came out a little bit better in terms of content right out of the box, but... But there was slightly less of a problem for the second game versus the first one, but... Like, that's crazy to think with Splatoon 1, it didn't even have, like, the ranked modes at first, it was just Turf War. Oh, fair. It is really good in these games. I really like the campaigns. It's not. I don't think most people would say it's not. Would agree it's not the main draw, but it's also for a game where the multiplayer is so much kin. These are still really cool in their own right. Oh god, that set us back quite far. Oh, that's a bit of a cheek. It's going to be a nicer checkpoint. Yeah, I think. I don't know if we've just ended up on like some of the harder levels that we perhaps should be prioritising over the easy ones, or if this just takes a sharp difficulty hike quite quickly. There we are hiding after he'd brazenly been out in the open there. Yeah, this will be my next game we're focusing on. I don't know if I'll do every level on stream. I think I just kind of want to get to the end, and then I would like to get every bit of this done in my own time at least, but... It's quite nicely from that. Right, for the love of God, let's get to a checkpoint. I mean, granted, if we die, we have to, we'll have to, pay up anyway, but... Pick that up. Yeah, once I've beaten this, we'll be able to be a little octopus online. I look forward to that. Ooh. I really need to keep an eye out for those bombs. You bet I was like, where is this going? And then, like, as it went, I was like, wait a minute, I think I know where it's going. And then it went where I thought it was going. Very happy, Rebellion. He's in such an awkward place, like so many of them Spirit. This is a bit overkill, but they were also being so annoying. Ah, God. These shield bombs were just not really, Oh, there we go. Look at a lot of these, I need to remember and get the kind of top on them. Oh, there we are. Oh, it's the end of the level anyway. Ooh, we were so close to having to pay a whole lot more money on that. Yeah, no worries past these. Well done again on, God, you're flying through Dark Souls, man. Well done to you for that. Yeah, all the best, man. Good night. I might see if I can maybe get another fan. Oh, this as they call them. Kind of curious, though. And then we'll probably call it. For a moment you buried, I was like, wait, really? Am I dropping frames? Apparently I've dropped like 268, which is basically nothing for a 2-hour and 16-minute stream, so we're okay. Ooh, this makes me nervous. Got very limited ink. Gosh. No, we're not gonna do it. Yeah, as I thought, I think the medium middle there. Oh, actually, maybe I Does that use less ink though? There we are, yeah. So, ow. This one seems like it's going to be really tricky. Actually, the funny thing is, I never this game like ever drops frames. Sorry, not to be. I know you're just doing that for a laugh. This is pretty locked 60 to be fair. I think it's just like the resolution that drops to accommodate the frame rate, which is definitely my preferred way to handle them. Oh, damn it. Oh, this is gonna be rude. Yeah, screw it, we'll have to, I'm not getting this done with this weapon. Oh, come on! Yeah, we're not... God, this is a tough one. It's a cool puzzle, that also involves, like, getting good timing. We fancy my chances on that. Oh, actually, maybe... Ooh, we could maybe do it. Ooh, we could get quite close. It looks like if we're really careful, we can get 4 boxes at once on the final thing there. There we are. So, and we're not timed on this, so I should be taking my time on that. There we go. Oh yeah, we'll get this. Hey! See? It's not too bad. We've slightly wavering confidence, but... Sorry, I feel bad for the awful noises my chair makes as I try and sit about and whatnot. There we are. Oh, thank goodness, I think this will be a somewhat easier level. How are you so good at this? I feel like you could have like a Digital Foundry off with Digital Foundry people, and you would compete very well. It's impressive, man. Alright, if you're actually curious, I think this does go between, dynamic resolution wise, it goes between like 1080p to, I think it can go down to 720. I mean, typically, like, it's 900 something. It's pretty good, fair play. It's definitely a... If you compare it to the first game, it looks a heck of a lot better, like, image quality is better. But, like, you can tell, like, the ink... It sounds a bit weird to say, but like, the ink's a lot more detailed, but you can tell they're using, like, more cool effects and all that. That's not, like... The first game still looks very nice, but... This was a nice upgrade in that sense. Although I think in terms of another Splatoon, I'd probably be happy just to wait until there's new hardware on that. Or at least until there's like a Switch Pro, maybe get a locked 1080p on there or something. I really want a Switch Pro at some point. I mean, the rumours are going about because the most recent Switch firmware update had something in there to suggest it'll support new hardware. Tell me more, John. They put up quite a cool, like, I'm not really a Call of Duty guy, but the Digital Foundry video they put up today, at the moment, the guy who focuses on PC there, Alex, I believe his name is, he's, like, testing, like, late 2000s games on, like, PC hardware of that era to see how well they run, and they did it, they've done that on Call of Duty 4 most recently. It's actually kind of a cool time capsule to see like how demanding those games were for the kind of hardware that back then. And perhaps makes me feel a bit better when like more modern games I can't run flawlessly on my computer. It's like, well, least they've got modern kit and not this old thing. You better believe that. I think Specular was said at some point in there, so there you go. They're on they're true to their form and whatnot. Yeah. Oh, I love the retro ones, yeah. I feel bad because I don't think they typically get the most views compared to like new games for them, but yeah, I love that stuff. It's really fascinating to see like frame rate like analysis on like N64 generation games and such. Like it's cool just to see what they were doing like right up like against the absolute limits of those kind of machines. Ow. Okay. I'm not sure who Neil is, he just popped up. You should probably know, but they're playing Mario and Rabbids, so they got good space. Oh, you fucker. Hiya, Mongoose! How are you? Yeah, I'm finally getting to this Octo expansion, Mongoose. It's taken me way too long. Like, I didn't start it anew today necessarily. It was, I think I'd gotten like maybe an hour and a bit into it before. I've owned it for 1 to 2 years now, I think, so... long time coming, Des. Loving it though, it's I do love the campaigns in these games. I love how creative they seem to get with this one. There's been a couple of stages that... Oh, jeez. Speaking of, I was going to say, there's been a couple of stages we've struggled on quite a bit. You belly. Those are indeed very sexy topics. Oh, Jesus. I like this kind of thing as well. I like this these modes in these games as well because it is forcing me to use like this isn't a weapon I typically use. I don't. Oh god, I don't typically use charges anyway, but especially not this the kind of quick, squiffy ones. So I like that both about the single player and about the what do you call it? Salmon Run as well. Even though there are times in Salmon Run where it's like, oh god, this weapon's really not good for this particular batch of enemies. Yeah, pretty brutal on that front. But yeah, I think it's probably safe to say this is easily the most difficult single player thing in any of these games. Octo is perfect. Yeah, exactly, Mongoose. So you finding that yourself in terms of so that I know you often talk about having a backlog. I mean, I think anyone who plays games to any reasonably large extent does really by this point, don't they? Even if they don't intend to. Okay. But it's also like I am playing this online here and there. I mean, I think in particular if other people are. So there's like a NSW event or something. It's been long enough. I want to be an Octolin now. I want to be an octopus man. Octopus doctor, if you will. There we go. It's also a nice bit of variety after the point-and-click games to be playing something quite immediate and actiony. Yeah, nice bit of variety in there. Yeah, it does mean I have to talk more. I can't just let the game do most of the talking when it's not a point-and-click like those. I mean, you get funny dialogue from Pearl and Marina and such at least. With umbrella. Always throws me off. Sent it flying now. There's so much of me just cowering away and retreating in this. I always completely fancy my chances. It's quite crazy here, I think. Ooh, nice. I like that you can actually be sort of stealthy as well. Well, he's trying to be stealthy. He wears lockdowns a bit. I'm sorry, Mongoose. Yeah. Bless you. I think lockdown can exacerbate certain things, unfortunately, can't it? Make certain situations even more difficult. Ah, thank you, Bellion. I just hope you're able to take whatever time you can for yourself. Like, many of us can relate to it being a bit of a strange time for, like, mental well-being and such. Just remind me, I really need to start properly meditating each day. I keep putting that off. That'd be difficult for my mind to sit still for any length of time. But yeah, I mean, there's no rush on anything, Mongoose, so... You know, if you haven't beat any game in the past week, that's okay, you know? That's alright. So you like, well-being and, get to whatever rest you might need. Let's take priority. Oh, this one's for you, Mongoose. Goose Station.
Yeah!
Titled or untitled. We should play CTR again sometime. If you fancy it, Cricker. So I got the I'm sort of back to square one in a way with it. I haven't got the PS4 version here. Well, I've got it here, but we haven't got the PS4 console here. No, I've got my brother's Switch copy. Well, I can play that with you as well, Mongoose, if you fancy it. Obviously thinking of that because that's Penta Penguin going, yeah! Sorry, I can't get my voice that low. That high even. Not the way he says that. Oh look, you made a level! For a moment, I just immediately forgot the goose fin, so I was like, the Mario Maker? No, that's good. That's so cool. I do wonder what that team will do next. Oh, what's that developer's name? It's such a nice, for a Total Goose game, I mean, it's such a nice success story for them. Is like just animal shenanigans games their brand, or certainly happy to see more games for them in that style, or at least with that art style. Like, I love the silhouette style for that. Oh, Sunshine Maker. Oh, that's true actually, Monk. I keep just assuming like, oh yeah, joining friends now works, right? Right, and I think the last time I tried, probably a few months back, it was like, oh, this is still, this is still what it is. I mean, it shouldn't have to come to this, but we did have, I think Cricket and I had reasonably more success just trying to join a room at the same time. I mean, I'd hope by this point, because they have got system-level invites now. On the Switch, it's just, I think to this day, only one game uses that. Divinity. Which they'll send two, I think. They should have, like, why doesn't Animal Crossing support that? That'd be great, you could just, like, invite someone, I suppose it could be, like, bothering someone while they're playing something else, but just be like, just invite them to come to your town on that. And yeah, I'd hope from this point, a game like, if a game like CTR was to come out, it wouldn't, it could just use that as opposed to having to make their own invite system. That they probably don't have enough time to QA properly, so it doesn't bloody work. They should have had that from the start on Switch, really. I'm glad it's there now. I just want some games to use it. House, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully. Is there still a Grand Prix going on CTR, or are they all done now? So I know they were doing basically the last one, but I don't know how long that was for. I'd play Mario Sunshine Maker. You could do some cool stuff with Flood, couldn't you? I mean, it's hard not to think of Mario Sunshine a bit playing Splatoon, isn't it? Which is funny, because I believe the development team were interviewed, and they admitted Mario Sunshine didn't actually come to mind for them. Even though I think this game started out with Mario characters, I want to say, or at the very least they were using them as a test for prototype stage. Ooh, which one do we want? Might regret this, but I reckon just the lovely little ink water balloons do us good. Ah, cool Mongoose, yeah. It is cool how much they've supported that. It is a shame that it had to be through some less than like keyboard. That's based on the computer in particular. They probably don't want to base it too. I mean, that looks like an old Dell monitor. I think I used that at some point in the 90s. Which one's... I like that you get this choice, actually. That's really cool. I think I'm gonna have to be predictable and go with the brush. If we had the Sploosha-matic here, I think I'd be going for that. So I'm trying to protect this orb. Oh gosh, who's that? Who's that? Oh, good start. Oh dear. Actually, maybe the brush isn't... that's a great shot on this level, actually. This Slosher might be a decent shout, but I'm not that confident. Oh, oh no, we haven't got the sub-weapon yet. Oh no, Mongoose! There's been some really tricky ones on this, honestly. I'm hoping at least, like, getting through this will transfer into getting better online, maybe? How directly transferable it is. Yeah, it gets tricky, this, doesn't it? I think it'd almost be good as, like, an addendum to play right after the, Where they come? Oh god. Ah! Oh jeez. Let's try the Slosher. I assume it's really difficult to 100%. Let's get the splash down actually. Where'd they go? Hey. Yeah, I think I'm... Ah! Yeah, despite what just happened, I think I am liking the Slosher for this level. There we go. Slowly becoming unmanageable, isn't it? Please don't do that. Beloved, whatever the hell that is, alone. There we go. No!
Just go for it!
Oh, jeez. Yeah, this is brutal, I'll tell you what, isn't it? I'm not typically a roller guy, but I'll try that. This one was a bit slower than I'd like, mind you. Why? Not cool. Hey. Actually, I should be destroying those, really, should I? Oh, you bugger. Oh no, okay. Thought I died then. Oh god, no, no, no! Who's that sloshing away at it? Oh, nope. Have any of this. Oh god, it can go up in damage quite quickly, can't it? We need to get to another special. Oh, you bugger! Oh, was that the last enemy as well? I might be wrong. It's tough, yeah. I do quite like the roller for that, actually, so we'll stay on that. But yeah, it's tough, Kraken, yeah. Sorry, armor. I got confused. You both have the same. Isn't the same username colours there. Difficulty of this is making me delirious. Yeah, it's tough. I don't think I will tonight, but I think if I stream this again tomorrow, maybe I'll transition to multiplayer at some point. And offer folks to join. It'd be quite fun. Oh, you bugger! Oh, this bit is tough. They always start on the wall from the back, yeah. I was thinking there, because it looked like I could, maybe just go straight for them. Let's go for the ball. Just kind of... Oh, wow. That seems too good to be true, almost, really. Who's left? Oh, who's left? Right here all of a sudden. Ah, there you are. As they start coming from those, oh, I think I've got to get rid of that. Yeah, they start coming from those things on the, oh, jeez. Oh, God. It's so brutal, isn't it? Yeah, I think I do like the roller for this, but it's still... It's still really goddamn difficult. I do like this, just kind of crazily go that to them and killing them on the wall. Although if you don't... Oh god. Yeah, so I think we saw the less successful version of just trying to pick them off on the wall, where if I don't kill them straight away. Hello, Ben. Ben, you like this game? Hard to believe. Oh, oh wait, they do start at the back wall still. It's just they kind of... They fly to those warp... Oh, I see. That's what you were saying that... Okay. so they will start Germany? Oh yeah, no. Hello. Ow. Yeah, we can never tell you this once they start. It sounds like a car reversing, just tiny bugger off you. My aim is variable. Ah! Oh god, this mission. Jesus Christ! Yeah, Mongoose kind of alluded to that, yeah. Putting a blaster. Maybe that will... Right, I did wonder about that, because I noticed you could kind of shoot it and have it react, so yeah, maybe that's worth... Okay, though, thank you. How have you not... Jesus Christ. Okay, you probably have to be more precise in the past than I realised. Oh wow, yeah. I'm not a blaster person. Oh man. Good base and splatter shot, shit. Well, actually, I can't think why you're asking that. I mean, Zelda. If you want an answer from me, Zelda 2 is coming tomorrow. Even though I do still quite like Zelda 2. God, it's kind of infamous in the way it is. Oh, Jesus! I'm resisting the ask for help thing, although it is getting tempting. Armor. No, I never. This is where if I'm gonna figure out how the hell to use a blaster, it's not on this mission, I don't think. Trust smart bombs. Ah, cricket. Oh god, try to stream the Near Automata PC port. It's definitely one for me. Yeah, I think I'm stay on the there's a bug in this one. I lose track of them so easily at times. I mean that is part of the tricky thing here when I God, they are absolutely ruthless, aren't they? Yeah, this I had no idea what I stumbled into in this one, did I? Holy hell. I might be quite tempted to come back to it, but stupid, destroyed the oh. It's one of those things we're getting worse at it now as well. Like, before we at least got quite a good, I hate how you get, like, paralysed in this, where you, like, end up slowing down quite a bit. Oh, Jesus! Maybe I'm playing too offensively though, I don't know. Let's try the bash. Yeah, it's the thing I got to work before, which I'm not really being able to replicate, is I was able to kill them on the wall before they come down. Or at least quite a few of them. But I think that only really works with like the roller if I less terrible as well than it is. Got that one at least. So it probably pays to be quite close to the orb then, if it's... although ideally I don't want to break those crates. Tricky thing is as well, I want to try and get to a... beating when that one starts, so it feels good to get them the hell away there. Nice. Oh, Jesus. I was feeling pretty good about that run. The final boss of Persona 3 has 13 phases! What? How long do those phases take? Jesus Christ. And is that, like, if you die on, like, the 12th one, you're not getting sent back to the, like, 11th, like the first one, are you? Cool is it? Yeah, I think we've all definitely gotten frustrated on games. I can get pretty frustrated on Smash Online, unfortunately. I need to calm down a bit on that front. I think it's just a sense of I should be better than this. I've put nearly 600 bloody hours into this game. There should be a bit more lax about Smash. Oh, God. Oh, we're blowing through all our money on this as well, so I kind of feel inclined to get it done now, but...
Fuck off, Featherface!
You bellion. Probably will at some point likely come in after this level. This level that's taken me bloody ages because it's so hard granted. There we are. Ooh. I think that the glowy eyes shield one might be a shout. God, I hate it. The AI is quite good on these, which I hate. Like, they're quite evasive, and I think I just keep hoping I can kind of... I naively thought, well, because there's so many of them, they're not going to make the AI completely ridiculous, right? But they actually kind of have. Like, they're smart, they know to, like, distance themselves and, like, really kind of get up and like, oh, God. Oh, jeez! Sorry, I'll stop invoking the Lord's name in vain, but glowing egg, man. Thank you, Mongoose. I hope I can. I had no idea what I was in for, did I? How did you get behind me? Oh, jeez. Just got those two quite quickly. Oh, wow! Oh, jeez, man. Yeah, that wasn't very good. You see how quickly the health went down on there? I mean, I was a lot too long from it, and I also barely got anything with the jetpack. Oi, don't be all Eggman at the end of Sonic Adventure 1, Quicker. I would like that as a sound effect, but I feel like that's just gonna be like the cheat ones where people use them all the bloody time. Use that all the bloody time. So are they? They're kind of on a. Okay, one. Yeah. Oh, jeez, there's one there. Right, where are they coming from? Over that side of it? I wish there was like a radar or something. There's just so much information to keep track of at any time. Oh, you bugger. Oh, it's not enough that they're like really good shots and that there's a shit gazillion of them, but they're also they've also got specials and they all use them and they're all good with the specials. Just oh, Lord, man. Get that one at least fair. Oh god. Yeah, I think so. Well, the thing is, I guess I'm kind of rushing them to come out, so maybe I can just hold back a bit. Certainly stay generally closer to the I think typically, so these two come next, don't they? And I think they come next here, don't they? I think. Oh, so you get one either side there. Oh, I see, yeah. Okay, so... So I think from this point onwards, they start... They start coming from everywhere, really, don't they? Ah, that was a mistake. I got too tempted, thinking like, oh, I could just go... Oh, this is going so south. What? Hey, sorry, I was going to say something really mean there. Yeah. Right, solid joke. What would Knuckles get if he mixed a sheepdog and a bunch of daisies? Cauliflowers. That was a good cheer up. Wait, no, did we... What was I can't even remember now. Was I using the brush or my mind's just gone? Yeah, good shout armor, thank you. Ganondorf, you would be shit in this section, and you know it, buddy. Oh, if I can land those bombs at the right time, that really pays off. Yeah, so we get that bit down alright. That bit less so, because it's through a bomb where there isn't one spawn in. How did that not land? It was right in that way. This is better. It just goes south so quickly. He was laughing at the joke, was he? Oh, okay. Sorry, Dolphy. That was a bit preemptive. I'm in a bad... no, I'm not in a bad mood, Dorothy, but I'm struggling a bit. I'm sure you understand, fella. He does. Let him land a side deal me, as if I don't just have this happen anyway when I play against Dorf regardless. I hate that. They're really good at being evasive and wasting my time when... that's like the last thing we need right now. So this, oh, see, they just they hide around the corner or like other time wasting stuff like that. Oh, jeez. Alright, Jeff. We're on a ridiculously hard level on this, which is it's getting a bit stressful because I don't want to like blow through all the money on this mode on this. We have to spend quite a lot to retry it after our 5 lives are out. And earlier I had to stop myself, Jeff, before I just outright said what hateful shit design this, and then I felt really bad. Just, Jesus Christ, it's so bloody relentless. That one then, let's get rid of some first. I can say for a fact there are no hateful shits on this Splatoon team. I'm not proud of that statement. Games of life. Jesus Christ, this is so bloody hard. Oh God. It's so difficult. It's alright, I'm seeing the humour in it, so I'm not going too mad. Going a bit mad, but...
I'm gonna make it after all.
Oh, my buddy, I wish. Were they waiting for me to come out then? Oh, the timing really screwed me up. Oh, there's more people not tuning in as well. Losing my mind up. Oh, jeez. Oh, the problem is we're in too deep now, aren't we? So I really want to get this done, but...
Oh, no doubt about it. He's lost it.
Yeah. Don't worry, I won't ever get, like, scary annoyed on stream, probably. There'll at least be a laugh after to... I feel like I'm playing this last version. Does that really get everyone? Oh no, I shouldn't have gotten that second one. I feel like the roller's a good choice for this, but I'm also not very accurate with it. So we've got this wants to be an arse. Stay the hell away. Oh jeez, look how quickly it's Oh! Oh look! Oh look! He did it! was a surprise! Oh, how nice! Oh, gosh. Oh, I know I'd enjoy now. Gosh. Need to never... You don't really have to reattempt these as well, do you? Oh, I guess it kind of marks off which ones you did them with, so if you want to be really completionist, but... Yeah, once you start having to pay quadruple digits for these, they get so difficult, don't they? Thank you, yeah. Oh, bless you, thank you, Mongoose. Sorry, I got a little bit annoyed there. There we go, kind of see the humour in that. I want to open up one more pathway at least before we go, so... but I'm also going towards ones that are cheaper, so I don't have to pay so much. Actually, I'll go for this one so I can then go left or right there. So hopefully this one won't be too tough. You brilliant. Yeah, thank you very much, Mongoose. The game took... You barely have, let me have that. Please. I tell you what then, for once we'll go for screw it, let's go for the easiest one there. That's a bit of a break, to be honest, rather. I'm sure that's not the last difficult one that we're going to do on those. Oops. At least we're generally getting 5 lives on there. Yeah, no worries, Jeff. Thanks so much, man. All the best. Good gosh. Good gosh, I mean, good night. Thanks again. That'll be fine. Jeez, I didn't realize it was going towards me like that. Sure. This is cool, isn't it? Oh, damn it! Oh, goodness. Yeah, I really like these, the structure of this, just all these cool little inventive challenges and this stuff. Oh, just this one, and I very nearly, like, jumped over too early there. I'm glad that rail hopping seems to be more reliable here than it is in, at least like the earlier, like, Sonic Heroes is not a game I ever feel safe. Doing anything on rails in! Ow. Yeah, it is great, Cricket. I mean, I don't remember Splatoon 1 getting too difficult in its single player. Maybe Splatoon 2 a little bit more, but even then, this is definitely the hardest. This is, I assume they designed this assuming people have played a lot of Splatoon. I mean, even then, good lord. Oh, come on, I could have jumped. You could have let me go back on the rail after that. Do you fancy going with that mission yourself, Cricket? Actually, have you... I can't remember, Cricket. Did you pick this game up? I feel like you might have got it soon after you got a Switch, but I might be thinking of someone else. Cool. I played it for about 2 hours. I'd been up for, I'd always be up for doing, jeez. I'd be always up, let me try that again. I'd always be up for doing League, mode on this, apparently not up for saying that very statement, but, like, the League, kind of, team ranked mode is really fun on this. Oh, good. Remember they said the rail had jumping earlier seemed reliable? Yeah, that'd be really cool, Cricket. I'd be up for that. It's weird in retrospect how much, like, Quake, Metroid Prime Hunters is, like, multiplayer and general kind of shooting mechanics were, but... Yeah, it's really fun. I played it quite a lot back then. Although these days I don't know why I didn't find it that tough at the time, but these days the like Metroid Prime Hunters or Kid Icarus style of holding a DS or 3DS with one hand and having the other be the touchscreen, and then you're also like moving with the analog stick and such. I actually like that control scheme. I think that like aiming with that is quite clever, but that does kill my hands these days. I don't know if it's just because they got bigger or something. Or... I like Kid Icarus multiplayer. I like Uprising a lot. Yeah, it is a little killer on my hands these days. Could use the stand it came with, which I used for the Switch more than I did for the 3DS. Though I remember with, like, trying that with the original 3DS, like the very first model, and it just... They just seemed too small for it to really be looking at the screens from that distance. I would like to... I think we're coming close to... Oh no, we're on like our 6th take on this, we're not. We definitely got to 20 takes on that last one. That's so unforgiving that you can't even... Like, surely we can have like our shield go off once on those, and then... If we get hit again, then we fall. I probably should have known I was in for quite a challenge with this, and I have enjoyed the challenge. But gosh, what a challenge it is. But I suppose it's cool in a way, like I almost think them doing it as paid DLC like this, where they assume you'll have beaten the main game. I think that's kind of their license to go for something quite challenging. And I suppose also the fact that you don't have to have beaten every level to complete this, it looks like. Well, I feel like I've gotten to a point where a lot of the paths on the underground map, they do seem like they're we're at a point where we do have to start picking the harder levels. At least so much you can avoid them, I guess. This is cool, this is... gosh, it's... so tense. I see the Jet Squelcher is the easiest one on this because it has the most range, I would take it. Oh god. I panicked then because I was like, wait, where do I go when that ends? But of course the whole thing stops as we get to the end of it. Cricken. Oh, Mario Kart DS, was that because of Snakein? Well, Snakein was killer for all the fun, wasn't it? And the D-pad, really. Neither did too well on that front, I think. Wait, is that not going to be Yeah, we'll keep going for a bit. We'll raid Peds at some point, but I'm really enjoying this. I know it might not always seem like it, but yeah, I'm honest. Without getting hit or setting foot, oh god. For some reason we picked the hardest weapon, but... Oh, you better. Thank you.
I don't believe it.
Oof. Reminds me of those really tough Mario Maker 2 levels where you can't, like, get a coin or jump or like, be in mid-air or do some of these other just really precarious things. You can't even step in enemy ink once. But we're not timed, so I'm just going to play this as safely as possible. A significant chunk of the floor is lava. Yeah, see, I don't. I quite like rollers. I just don't tend to gravitate towards them for whatever reason. But I think I'm forgetting just how much they eat through ink. 'Cause, oh my god, they really do. Go back for that. Oh come on! That could be lethal, can't it? So, oh god, to one of them. Just never felt so, keep, overestimating the reach of it as well. Okay, there's checkpoints at least, so... Like that, it's, Oh yeah, Cricket, I don't think, what chapter are you on Fire Emblem Path of Radiance? I'll definitely try and tune in on the future stream of you on that. Oops. Oh yeah. Well, we're not meant to take a single hit. I should probably be taking more care when there's a bloody gun. Oof. Hello. Nice. How does it look? Because it's a bit of a janky looking game in some ways, but at least it runs, it can run smoothly and you can kind of tell what things are. I seem to remember that's when like there's some really gorgeous CG cutscenes in it and such. I imagine for the longest time they were probably giving Fire Emblem games pretty small budgets, I think. Like, it seems like there's even a little bit of that with Three Houses, maybe, although... It might be a bit unfair, because there is just so much content in that game, so... Of course, certain aspects of it visually are a little rougher. Right. Yeah. I mean, I do understand doing that trade-off for 30 for a game like that, but I am still sort of like, well, when the map's moving about a lot, I would like that to be smoother. I do understand it, especially because they wanted like a lot of units on the screen at once in Three Houses. You get like entire armies following units and such, don't you? Yeah, I think, I want to say that, I think, Radiant Dawn is very much just a GameCube game in Wii sheep clothing. Like, I think even the Japanese version of that, it didn't have, like, widescreen, or, it might have had, like, some limited functionality, like, more so than you might expect for a Wii game. Like, I assume that one was probably meant to be a GameCube game, and then they ported it over. It is funny, because I remember Radiant Dawn coming out and there just being no fanfare for it over here. But now it's, oh god, now it's quite an expensive game, so it's been really cool since then, just to see the Fire Emblem become the behemoth that it has. It took quite a while to get there. This is a cool one. I feel like they've balanced it very well, like, given that you can't take any hits, but they haven't made it, like, ridiculous. I felt this could have been so much more fiddly or annoying than it is, but it's not too bad, thankfully. Yeah. I think I did buy a copy in GameStation and then since sold it for more than I paid for it, but I suspect I probably could have gotten more if I'd held on to it longer. I mean, to be honest, the only reason I'm keeping any GameCube or Wii games now is the sentimentality, because I got them all ripped on my PC, and they can... If I did want to play them on the, like, say, Wii, it'd be pretty easy by just ripping those files to a hard drive. I don't know, I get a weird joy out of, like, if I'm on an emulator, just most of the ROMs are, like, ones I've ripped myself. It's more viable for some systems more than others, but... Or some, like, it took me bloody ages, but some I did with a homebrew Wii at some point. Just rip loads of my games! Ow. Oh wow, really? Gosh. Yeah, because I think the Resident Evil 2 and 3 on... Resident Evil 2 and 3 on GameCube are pretty straight PS1 ports, aren't they? So I think they would have seen a little loophole back in the day, but now I think they're kind of seen as like some of the best official versions of those games. That coupled with, I think especially like the PAL versions wouldn't have sold much. But I think I'm right in saying the PAL versions are also 50 Hz, so playing them like that, or at least like 460 Hz via homebrew or something. Do it for Jasmine. Yeah, there's quite a lot of, I noticed for the longest time Chibi Robo, this is one for Paul, the Nintendo South Wales, Nintendo South Wales co-founders, he's a big Chibi Robo fan, but I noticed that game's finally gotten expensive, and it wasn't really for the longest time, but that was like a 2006 Wii release. Which, bless them, they still released in PAL territories for weirdos like me who still wanted it. I then played Mario 1000 Year Door as well, it's quite pricey. Wait, really, Kraken? I would have thought Animal Crossing Wii would be that much. Maybe, like, New Horizons has driven up demand for it. I mean, I could sell that with the Wii Speak peripheral that no one's using. Well, no one was using that back in its day, bless its heart, but especially not now. It takes a while to get those shields on fifth though. Can't get around the back of them, isn't it? Oof. God, how did we not land in the green ink there? Hello. I think the game's been quite generous with us, really. I feel like we should have landed in green ink. Oh, that? Okay, there we go. Wow, yeah, you did well on that, Cricken. Blimey. Oh, you could get a lot of content fun out of Animal Crossing on Wii. I mean, it's sort of like, I don't want to say it's an expanded version of Wild World, but mechanically it's probably not substantially different from that, is it? Wait, but why am I trying to kill it from there? Just occurred to me. Should be doing this. No, maybe, having it fingered down here. God. I'd assume so, Cricket. I mean, to Amiibo Festival's credit, it is very pretty. sure there's another sort of Amiibo Festival's credit thing you could say, but... Yeah, well, I think we outright went the green ink there, and it's still, I appreciate them being so forgiving on this. Actually, yeah, what's stopping us at this point? Just... Let's just keep looking ahead. There's nobody back there we didn't kill, but... We're already going way over as it is. Sure. Yeah, I'm still kind of a Nintendo collector at heart, but I can probably get rid of some. Like, I think things like the core Mario or Zelda games, I don't think I can get myself to get rid of those, or... as much as I love Animal Crossing, I could probably sell that Wii one. I think it's funny, because I think way back when as a kid, I used to find it really sad when people would sell their games. I'd be like, oh, those are still fun, you're gonna miss those, and I think now it's like, well, a lot of these games are so easy to play one way or another. Like, as I said, I've pretty much got my entire game for the Wii library wrecked, so... Just don't tell anyone I no longer own the games if I play them after selling them. I get the fence on me. Here's a fair dollar. Oh yeah, that's weird they changed that. I guess there's something with folk, isn't there? Ah, jeez. That is a horrible placement of, like, the brush followed by that enemy there. Yeah, I don't think the idea of I mean, I guess the amiibo focus could be seen as quite cynical, but I don't think Amiibo Fest was that horrible idea in terms of like what's that Japanese series? I think it's called like Itagaki Street, and they finally localized it on Wii as like Fortune Street, which had Mario characters, but I think it also had like Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy ones as well, and that's all about like property buy-in and such, and there's like an element to that in the Animal Crossing. Like, that's an alright idea. It just sounds like the execution wasn't very good, unfortunately. And I suspect it may have been rushed for a holiday release as well, just so they had something so I think that might be the same holiday period that had Mario Tennis on Wii U as well, which we had quite a bit of fun with. And my brother got that, but you could tell that was quite low on content. And again, it's probably just rushed out just to have holiday releases. To Yoshi's Universal Gravitation. It would be called Let's Not Go to the City. Yeah, imagine going to a bustling city. That just feels so, it feels so wild now, doesn't it? I mean, heck, you go on plane rides in New Horizons, don't you? So that's quite, that feels very fantastical these days. Like, more so than the fact that it's like dodo birds, that's, not the first extinct animal that's ever been in Animal Crossing. I think I made this the last level like that. Since I've enjoyed this, I think we'll probably do have a break from it after how difficult a run we've had recently. Yeah, I think I'd save this before playing it tonight, like right before it just starts to get quite tricky, I think. Oof. Oh, yeah, okay, it's very forgiving by where you land with the egg. I like that it is. Yeah, I think we're on the hardest weapon for this then. It's not ideal really for this situation. There we go. This bit is so horrible, the fact you can't go in the green ink at all. Oh, you fuck! Oh, that is maddening. I was meant to jump off that. Oh. I'm playing golf now. I play golf with heads and all of it. Even though that game's also really difficult, but I mean, if you don't do well in that, it's like, oh well, you just keep playing anyway. I have to let my brother know I'm finally playing this, my oldest one. He's a big Splatoon fan. I think he's the one who got me this pack as well. As I say, for a birthday. That's it. So look how much I'm enjoying it, and just like getting together a death montage. For him. God, it's ridiculous how long that bit took me. But we got there. We persevered. No, I'm gonna try and redeem them at some point. I mean, we haven't got the PS4 here, unfortunately, and it's probably back here for like a year or however long the quarantine is. It's up in my brother's London house. But I'll redeem them anyway online just to like own them. Nice little fin, isn't it? I mean, it's a bit of a pipe dream, but after Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm hoping the Uncharted games get PC ports down the line, but in the meantime, that's cool. Cheesecake? Did I say cheesecake? Or is that something else? Why did I say cheesecake if I said cheesecake? It's starting to sound like Travis Touchdown just yelling out various desserts. It's a productive enterprise. Oh, blooming heck, it's another Defend the Orb one. You know what? You only live sometimes, once, whatever. Oh, Cricken. I don't think he Cricken's referring to a time when my brother came in and asked if I wanted cheesecake. Very sweet of him. Yeah, I could go for some. Like, oh, this is cool, actually. Oh, it's a bloody turret section. There again, Duke Nukem forever. What do I say? Wait. Phil said coming in from the left, so I looked left, and then there was one closer coming in on the right. Oops. Look at that big, let's put it in Cricken parlance. What a chunky boy right here. Okay, this one doesn't seem anywhere near us. Oh god. Spoke too soon, only out. Oh wow. Yeah, we're redoing this. Oh god. What did I start to say? Doesn't seem that bad. Yeah, no worries at all, you bear. Thanks so much as always for tuning in. All the best, alright? Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh dear, I'm making it. Cuttlefish gave a good point. Try and shoot in front of them. Sure. So those big ones, we can sometimes blow them up straight away, and I'm not completely sure. Oh, is it? Oh, it's the tentacle at the top of them. Ah, there we go. For some of this just gets insanely difficult, doesn't it? Just gonna prioritise the big ones. that might not work, but I think you're meant to. Oh god! Wow. This gives you the illusion of it not being ridiculously difficult. Actually, I've got my oldest brother's copy of Luigi's Mansion 3. I haven't really played it much. Actually, that game's got multiple multiplayer modes now, hasn't it? Because it's got the co-op for the main game. It's got the kind of party up to 8-player modes, and those are really fun, actually. We had quite a bit of fun with those at Nintendo South Wales events. And then it's also got like the Scare Tower, the one that was in Luigi's Mansion 2 as well. I think the Scare Tower is the only one you can play online, isn't it? Oh, I really suck at this. I don't tend to like turret sections in games, to be honest. But this one's alright. At least we've got big, funny, angry looking blimps. Hey, to keep us amused. Oh yeah, Ben, I did the, well, I just did the second Defend the Orb mission. I did the turret one, which was still quite tricky, but nowhere near as tricky, thankfully. Ooh. That's quite nice. I wasn't sure if we'd come across a fan tonight. I like that they're called fans. But look, we're right in front of one. We've also got some chat log entries to read. Let's get the fan. I think that's the third out of 4. Oh, I bet, Chris. Yeah, I played a little bit of it on Luigi. Maybe I'll fire that up tonight, actually. Just try randomly. First time I tried it on there, I just ended up in a random room. I mean, it was right at the final boss, and we did it. So I was like, oh, there we go. Yeah, I guess I've beaten it. That feels like when you're in a Rainmaker match and it's just a forever war of attrition between the two teams. Hey. I've just noticed that's basically an N64 analog stick, isn't it? On the back of that. Like, very specifically, that looks like the kind of ridged design of the 64 analog stick. Ben. Oh, it's because Cricket said that. Cricket. Yeah, that did look quite Spyro-y, actually, yeah. I suppose I'm not that crazy on the Spyro equivalent of those either. They're not too bad. Do not slam not found yourself. I feel like that sound works double here, because that's A, could sound like what this telephone alarm thingamabob is. That could be a noise that's making, the sound of Charlie Brown adults. But also, what is slam not found yourself? I'm sure it's an Oculus. Ooh, that's pretty cool, actually, isn't it? Wait, Agent 3, is that? Oh, that's who we were in the main game, isn't it? Oh yeah, I think these are all just like default into... No, I was also, like, my main Splatoon character is male as well, but... Sure, why not? Lovely sketch in any case, Cuttlefish, fair play. Cricket. Fantastic. Yeah, I forgot, are we trying to find Agent 3, the main person? Oh, I think I thought this was like a sound thing earlier, but it's actually a blender or a mixer. Actually, yeah, that's very clearly not. I thought that could be like a volume dial, and I don't know, there's gonna be, there's no option for cassette and whatnot. Yeah, I think we'll I'm quite happy to end it there and having got the fan. And we got 3 out of 4 of the fans, so that kind of implies to me we're quite far into this, but I assume there's probably still quite a way to go. Like maybe it's like a Zelda thing where you start off getting 3 or 4 fins, but then it turns out you need quite a few more. I am curious to see where the hell that's going. That is kind of interesting. As somebody who doesn't like underground trains IRL, I like this one. This one's fun. Like all these creatures make eye contact, even this one, which I don't think has eyes. At least not very obvious ones. Go. Yeah, it started to be honest, it started to look like we were going to be running out of money. Well, not like immediately, but it was a bit of a worry. Cricken. It is one way to get banning beats pumping, isn't it? Yeah, let's go, Rose. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for all coming in. I've been really enjoying this, so I'm quite happy I finally got to this. We're gonna raid Peds. Does anyone have a raid message? I'm trying to think of something to do with that orb. Armor. Very good. I like that. Oh, cricket. God, that was weird, that sample you sent me. Oh gosh, fuzzy orbs. Something orb, we should say, shouldn't we? Yeah, go on, that'll do. Raid message anger. Yeah, let's just all say anger, actually. I like that. Just anger. I didn't get that angry, honest, give or take. But yeah, it's been quite a funny one, isn't it? But I've really enjoyed it, and I'll hopefully be on again with this tomorrow then, unless something comes up. But if I am, probably 7:45 start, 8 start, give or take. Maybe a bit earlier, maybe a bit later, we'll see. Whatever the case, thanks so much everyone, all the best. Good night.